Alrighty. I guess we are live. Hi. I am Gabriel Quinn, and I am an illustrator and designer, just doing the same old stream today as we have been for the past couple weeks. So we're just going to be doing some character and design sketching for fun because, yeah, we love it. It's what we love. Sweet. Let's make sure everything's working. Everything's going. All right, nice. Nice. Cool. So yeah, last time we came up with some pretty fun characters. We started off just kind of sketching, we started off reviewing some designs. So we looked at these kind of wizard characters that I was working on a little bit. We started off with just kind of like two tones, just two grays, nothing too crazy. And we moved forward with adding a little bit of lighting, just a little bit. And we were just talking about shapes, we were talking about shadow shapes and all that good stuff. I am going to keep my headphones on for this one, I think, because I want to make sure all the audio and stuff is working well this time. Oh, okay, wow. Looks like we already got a fun. Oh, man. There we go. Yeah, we were checking out these wizard guys here. All right, cool. Man. Yeah, one day soon, OBS will work, and we will be very happy for it. But until that day, we will suffer, I suppose. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and make sure people know we're live. Alrighty, right. Man, I know I said this last week about setting it up so that I could like schedule the stream. People would have the link beforehand and be able to like open it and stuff and like wait. But gosh, I've been so busy. It's been so challenging. And you always take care of your clients, so the stream can wait until we sort that stuff out, right? Cool. All right, let's drop it in on Instagram too. This is going to be a fun stream, I think. And again, whoever's tuning in, whoever hops on, you can always ask me questions. And if you guys are watching this back, you can DM me, shoot me a message on Instagram, and we'll see. But yeah, we started with these wizard guys that we were just kind of blocking in with some values, and then we moved on to adding in some light. Then we started coming up with some ideas. One of the ideas was this kind of guy with a big spoon, and we like giant spoons, so we kind of pushed it. We gave him a friend who was a little dragon who helped him keep this cauldron going. And after a couple iterations, we kind of pushed it to the point where we got things looking and feeling pretty nice in terms of proportion. We talked a lot about shape last time. We talked about big, medium, and small. We talked a lot about shadow shapes, shape design. That seemed to be a huge theme. Also narrative too, but those were kind of the main themes. So honestly, we're just going to do some explorative sketching off of these kind of initial ideas that we had because they're really fun ideas, and we want to take them further if we can. So make sure everything's running smooth. Alrighty. Sick. Man, I've got the stream up as like a reference for myself to make sure everything's working, but Hearing myself is funky. Okay, so let's jump right in. We're going to do some sketches today. So yesterday we blocked things out in value, but today we're going to think about pushing things. We're going back to lines. For me, lines is definitely my comfort zone. I enjoy lines. So we tried one pass. This was off stream on our main guy. And we tried kind of bringing him into the sort of cartoonish style, which I don't think is bad at all. I think it's pretty fun. I think it's kind of like, it's working with the design in a cool way, which is nice. So we want to make sure that things are working with the design in a cool way. But I don't know. The part of me felt like it could be a little bit better. So maybe we'll take another swing at it, or maybe we'll try and see what we can do about it. Cool. All right. And usually I start my days with when I'm streaming, I usually start drawing, so I'm like not warmed up at all. Today we're using this kind of soft, sort of sketchy brush. This is a brush from the Lion Decker pack from our good friend. What's his name? Esben Lash. Esben Rasmussen, his full name. Esben, he's got a really cool course. Definitely check it out. I've only spoken to him a couple times, but he's a really nice guy. Really, really, truly nice guy. All his interviews are amazing and everything's great. So definitely go support him. And if these brushes look like fun, definitely pick them up for sure. So we tried once, but I kind of, before I went a line on top of just kind of the rough that we had, because it was kind of just like getting an idea down, we're going to kind of take it and we're just going to blast off on our own a little bit. We're going to remove the bars and we're just going to make a new layer. We're going to pop off, I think. Cool. So before we start with these big round shapes for this character, we're just going to continue that, I think. I think that's our plan, just to continue that. Give him a little apron. And a little head. The posture is a little bit like Gusteau from Ratatouille. Like how he's like posing with the pots and pans. So we're kind of borrowing a little bit of the proud chef posture, but like the enormous chef because he's huge, right? Alrighty. I think we wanted to give him a tank top last time because that felt right. But we do want him to be strong, and you can kind of have like a smaller headstrong character, but I think we want to make it a little more stout, maybe. Yeah. Cool. With kind of like joyful, blissful characters that are very much in love with their work, like oftentimes like upturned expressions can be really nice. So we want to try expression a little bit upturned. We gave him this great big mustache, so we have to honor that. A classic great big mustache. I've honestly been putting this mustache on way too many characters recently. It's just too fun. It's simply too good. Oh yeah, we tried giving him like kind of a beard, which I do like. So with a mustache that covers the mouth, usually the mustache kind of becomes the expression. So if we kind of make sure things are going up, then the mustache is implying a smile, which is nice. Happy chef, happy life, with his big spoon and his dragon friend. We like it. Or we give him the treatment, the really thick eyebrow treatment. Cast his eyes in shadow, you never see his eyes, but he's smiling. Yeah, that seems good. That seems excellent. Alrighty. Sweet. Cool, cool. Alright. Nice. Haven't had any more stream freezes yet, which is good. Sometimes the Photoshop preview freezes. Not a very good time. This is a giant spoon. It's pretty good, I gotta say. I definitely like it a lot. I like the design a lot. So we want the spoon to be like pretty much so big that, oh, looks like we got some. All right. Nice. Giant spoon. And he's holding it with his giant hand. All right, we want to make sure the lines are correct, so let's make sure. It's on his shoulder, right? Always practice your ellipses. All right, so we're going to be streaming for another, gosh, let's see what time. Yeah, probably for another hour, maybe hour and a half. We'll see. So we'll see how much we can get done in an hour, hour and a half. But again, we're still just exploring. We're just having a good time. And feel free to ask any questions or anything like that, but no pressure. Alrighty. Giant guy, giant spoon. It's on his shoulder. I just like it. It's just funny. All right, let's review our original kind of scratch sketch. Okay, so those are the proportions we're kind of dealing with there. So this, it's not as extreme as we have here. Hello, Earth. Thanks for the question in the chat. Do you like a thick pen or a thin one? That's a great question. Gosh, it really matters. It matters a lot, actually. I notice I draw differently if I use a thick or a thin pen. Right now, I'm kind of getting the best of both worlds with this particular brush I'm using to sketch. You kind of get the nice wispy or the very kind of thin lines, or you can go thicker. Thicker is great when you are wanting to get some like rhythms in, but a brush like this is great for like signatures and stuff. Shwook. You know what I mean? Swing. But yeah, a thicker brush. For instance, if we approach this with a thicker brush, it would be like a different feeling for sketching. Like we'd be going for like rhythms. which is kind of what we were doing yesterday. Not yesterday, day before yesterday, on Tuesday. Wow. Yeah, thicker brush is intense. Cool. But yeah, I do like a thin brush, like especially sometimes sketching with a thin inker, like a fine liner, or even like, I don't know if you've ever used a risograph pen, but a risograph pen feels really good. And even like the texture of how it feels on paper feels really good too. So that definitely does a lot. Like feel of a brush matters. I feel like maybe a lot more than, not a lot more, but as well as size for sure. All right, let's make sure our shapes are contrasting well. So maybe we give him a thinner hat and make sure his eyebrows don't go on forever. Give him some cheekbones. It's very Swedish now, maybe. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Sweet. All right, we're going to retry the head here. It's not exactly feeling like it's working. Let's go back to our, let's keep this guy here in the corner for reference for us. It's always good to keep a little reference of your guy, you know? Although, did we have another version that with different proportion? No, we didn't. We're good. Cool. Oh, interesting. Pen of the tablet. Oh, wow. So the one I'm using right now is just the classic for the, let's do the, is this the unboxing thing? Oh, come on. Do the thing. Focus. There we go. Boom. Right, I can actually like change, oh, now it's back on me. But yeah, this guy, this is the Wacom one. I don't 100% know which one it's called, but it is. This one's pretty medium. Here, let me switch to scene 2. There you go. Boom. Yeah, so this is just a regular one. It's not that thin. It's not that thick. It's pretty in the medium. I like it, personally. It feels good in my hand. But sometimes it's hard to say. It's hard to figure out. Like thin pen. I get finger paint with thick pens. Interesting. I feel what you mean. It's weird transitioning back from the Cintiq pen and the Apple Pencil. Like that, back when I was much more iPad heavy, iPad driven a couple years ago, it was like, it was intense. Because it would be very jarring, the switch back and forth. But we strive. Cool. We got our giant spooned man. Yeah, thin pen feels nice. If it's thin and light, it feels nice, like a thin pen. For sure. For those who are just joining, we're just working on this previous design, and we're bringing it into the world of line and sketch. And feel free to ask any questions or anything. We're just kind of like checking out the main guy we were sketching earlier, seeing what we can do to improve the design. Cool. Cool. All right, there we go. Boom. This is think for me. Nice. Yeah, upturned expression. It's like he's looking on with pride. Like, yes, I man the cauldron at the end of the world. That's me. That's my job. And look at my mustache. That helps me do it. Yes. Maybe we make him a little bit more of a guy. You reckon? We could. Definitely could. All right, let's shrink this down a bit. Trying a little too big right now. So, let's push it out to make sure we're in unity with our initial ideas and proportions, because we had him pretty darn big. His little feet. His little legs weren't that long, so his head wasn't that big either. All right, so we're gonna push it back to our kind of little smaller head design. Maybe not that small. It's a bit too small. Whenever I draw a chef hat, I always just want to make it like a little Mobius hat. Huh. All right, we're getting a couple stream freezes, which isn't the best, but it's okay. We're rolling with it as best we can. For some reason, I always end up working on the wrong projects, on like the wrong PSD. Like this one, I'll give you a sneak peek for like a character I'm working on. I've been working on for a long time, but revising this one character called Blood, who's this Viking character, and that's why this PSD is called Blood Revised, is because I'm revising the character. So did a few expressions for Blood. He's one of my favorite characters. I love him a lot, and I'm like working out his vibe right now. Which I'm very much enjoying. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll work on this guy on stream at some point in the future. But for now, we're just exploring. We're just having a jolly good time with our guy. So I feel pretty stiff drawing right now, so we'll just keep pushing. Just keep drawing. This is the way. I saw a post by Will Weston today, who's a great anatomy teacher. He's got a great Instagram too. Posts a lot of helpful stuff. And it just said, draw it, fix it, move on. Or no, draw it, check it, fix it, move on. Which I like. It's a nice philosophy, I think. I think it's a really nice philosophy. All right, so it's happening pretty consistently, this freeze thing, which, gosh, not the best. See if we can't fix it a little bit. The thumbnail read is really good. For this little guy, the little one. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty darn strong, which is why I kind of want to do it justice in these sketches. You know what? We're going to go with a slightly thicker stroke, like we talked about earlier. Get some of these bigger shapes down. My buddy Thomas is really good at that. Thomas Chamberlain Keene. He's really good at like coming in with lines and just kind of laying out a really great design pretty freaking quickly. It's very impressive the way he does it. Very inspiring. All right, so we're going to look at kind of like vibe right now. So we've sort of just kind of redrawn the pose at a 3/4. Not much new here. We're not really discovering anything about the character. Also, this is incorrect. So if we wanted to follow the contour of the body at this 3/4 angle, the apron would fall in front and it would actually hang in front like this over the belly, which is kind of what we want to show. If we were to draw this from this angle, this is the whole point of the angle, I think, is to show the apron really kind of fall at the belly and watch the little strap wrap around the back, a little bow, you know? And we have our big guy, his big old hench arms. Cool. All right, well, at least the stream isn't freezing as much anymore. Cool. So, alrighty. All right, so we're just kind of gesturing this out a little bit. So we want to leave ourselves room to kind of come back, make necessary adjustments, etc. Let's make sure we stay true to the original vibe. He's got little feet. So even when doing gestures like this, the little details matter a lot because those feet just kind of rooted the character in a pretty good way. So it feels good. Got to remember that for the next drawings we do of him for sure. Yeah, Earth knows. Earth understands. Yeah, no, Thomas, he's on it, man. He's really on it. In a really cool way. Very inspiring guy. Let's say he's holding his tummy here. Here's a little tummy. He's holding his tummy, which means he's like laughing or excited, which means we'll throw his head back a little bit more. He's definitely got a giant mouth. Yeah, there we go. All right. We're in business, baby. Let's go. The question is, how far does his hat come down on his head? Because right now I have it so it's like very oppressively down. Let's look at our thumbnail and what we like about our thumbnail. Okay, so he's got a little bit more agency in the thumbnail version. So all right, we want him to be more muscular than round, I think, generally speaking. We don't want to make his neck too long then. Yeah, there we go. That feels a little bit better. All right, and we had his pants quite high in the other one. All right, his pose is feeling a little off to me, so we're going to see if we can shift his weight on his feet a little bit. Yeah, that feels a lot better. It feels like his weight should be kind of on his back foot, like he's very rooted. Like the other one, he was way too... Yeah, this one feels a lot better. A lot more in unity with our original idea. And we can push the belly out more as well. You'll bring this foot in a little bit, I think. Yeah, exactly. He's pretty stoked. He's a happy big chef. What else is he doing? I feel like he would have like a ritual or something where he's like holding the spoon up. You know, it's like ha 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 ha. And like right before he chefs it up, he like holds. You know what I mean? Like he's like holding the spoon up. Ha. I'm thinking of what's his name? Spear from Primal going ah, you know. I'm thinking he's got like this epic chef ritual where he's like wah. Who knows, maybe he does. I like that Ratatouille fireworks going off. Man, Ratatouille. I talked about it a lot last stream. I don't know why I just did. And I brought up what's his name? Gusteau. Anyone can cook. His little apron. I feel like it, yeah. See, this is like a fun pose. It's almost like a battle pose, but he's about to cook. So maybe it implies he's from like a warrior's culture. And he like, it's like part of the culture of how he's a chef, to be a chef like a warrior is a chef. Or he approaches being a chef in the way that a warrior would approach being a warrior. Or, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's got his little pose. He's pretty cute. All right. Perfect voiceover. Anyone can cook. But Remy, look at the kitchen. He's ruining the soup. Yeah, ask me to do more. Ask me to do more movie impressions. You'll be impressed. I'll tell you that much. That's interesting. The spear would be better if it was like a big fork. Does that imply he's gonna eat though, or does that imply he's gonna cook? But that's a good point. It's definitely. I see what you're saying. We want it to be like in unity. Ah, we got Justin in the chat. This Justin. We got Justin. All right, now we're cooking with oil here. Gosh, it's so much nicer to stream when there's a couple people in the chat, because it's like I'm just talking to myself being like, and now I'm drawing this. And I'm going to explain why I'm drawing it, even though I'm just drawing it because I'm drawing it. I'm going to talk about how I'm drawing it. With a fork. We could try doing a fork. Now we're cooking with Amish pickles. Now that's an insider if there ever was one. Yeah, the primordial the primordial Amish pickle Baphomet ritual. Or what was it? It was something terrible. Oh man. He's got a big spoon. Maybe we do, you know what? In this instance, here's what I think. Yo, what up, Santiago? Back in the chat. Those questions Santiago asked yesterday were really great, or Tuesday. So definitely looking forward to continuing to answer any questions you guys have. Amish pickles are the best. Yeah, I haven't tried specifically an Amish pickle. I don't know. Well, yeah. I've never tried an Amish pickle. I heard their butter is really good, which I gotta try. I feel like in this pose, he's like about to do like a chopping ritual, right? He's got to be about to chop something. He's about to be like, wah, 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 or like something like that. You know what I mean? So the question is, do we give him like giant cleavers? Or do we give him like fillet knives? What do you guys think? But he's about to go to town on a fish. Oh, sweet. So happy they were helpful, Santiago. That's sick. SF asks, I thought maybe throwing it and someone hanging by his cooking clothes on the wall with the big fork. Oh, like he's oh, that could be good. Throwing the fork like a javelin or something. That could be good. That could be real good. The good thing about having multiple ideas on one page is you can feel like, oh, this one's nice, oh, this one's nice, and you can kind of start to see what certain ones mean or what they need. This one, to me, the end of the spoon needs to be bigger. Maybe that's too big, though. That's a big change. Just a little bit bigger. Just like that. Boop. Alrighty. Is this character French? Are we deciding they're French? Then the dragon has to be French too. And if the dragon is French, that has implications on the character. I'll tell you that much. A French dragon would behave very differently to I don't know, like a German dragon or like an Irish dragon. Just behavior-wise. I feel like the French dragon would be, sassy's the wrong word, but like aware of its influence, maybe. Demanding. Not in a way that's unjust, in a way that's appropriate. Okay, so we've got some new chef thumbnail. He's so good. Maybe he is like a chef warrior. Maybe we can make that a thing? That he's kind of a little bit of a warrior. Like he's a chef, but he can do battle. Like maybe he's like the... Okay, maybe this is a boss fight. Wait, because check it out. Check it out. This kind of looks like a boss room. No? Kind of looks like a boss room. Like imagine you're playing Dead Cells, or not Dead Cells, but imagine you're playing like a 2D side scroller or something, and you pull up in this room, and this chef is like, and climbs up the steps and starts like cooking, and first you have to like fight the dragon and like dodge the flame, and then like you like knock him down, or like you mess up his recipe, and then he comes down to fight you, and then he jumps back up, or I don't know. Maybe it's a boss fight. So maybe he does fight. We'll leave it open. At the very least, he's a warrior when it comes to preparing his food. So as he approaches chopping the fish and all that good stuff, we'll see some of that come out. But yeah, let's return to our drawing. We love drawing. Drawing, honestly, is one of the greatest joys in life, in my opinion. Drawing is like nothing else. Yeah, slapping people with a big spoon. Like, boom, boom. It would be a good game. Man, I really want to make an indie game. I'll tell you that much. Man, I remember when I was like with a friend, we almost went into development on something, and man, the timing and the team didn't work out, but inshallah works out very soon. Yeah, drawing is the best, man, truly. That's so funny. My girlfriend is watching, but she can't participate in the chat, but she just said that she just walked past the pickle stand at the farmer's market. So synchronicities, baby. Let's go. Maybe later today I will try an Amish pickle. We'll see. All right. I also have to check. Wait, so I have a meeting in maybe an hour, but I have to check if that's still on. If the meeting is still on, then I will have to cut the stream off at a certain time. But if it's not on, I'll probably continue for a little bit longer on the stream. We'll see. First, let's double check and see if it's confirmed. Okay, maybe we're going to do a live. We're going to propose a reschedule live. We'll see how it goes. Because I want to keep streaming. I actually really like this idea, and I want to do this for a couple more hours, actually. Boom. I don't think the drawing is frozen. I was just sending an email, actually. Which, man, let's see here. We got, yeah, there we go. Boom. All right, we're back. What would the cooking puns he would use be to provoke the player? Oh, interesting. That's a great question. Maybe like maybe your palate lacks umami as he like throws a tomato at him. That's not really a pun though. I don't know. I just learned about umami recently. About what umami is. I didn't know that. What would his cooking puns be? What do you guys think? Write in the chat what you think the cooking puns would be for this guy's boss fight. I'm outsourcing. Let's go. Negative shapes look like a crab. I think I see what you mean. I think I see it. In between the pen and the thing, right? Please tell us more about umami. Gosh. I know it's a flavor. It's a flavor, and your tongue has receptors for this particular style of flavor. It's like there's umami, spicy, sour, sweet, bitter. Gosh. I can't remember the last one. Maybe there's a last one. Oh, man. Gosh. Yeah, it's sweet, sour, salty? No, that can't be one. Sweet, sour, bitter, spicy, umami. That's 5. That's got to be 5. I think there's 5. It's got to be 5. Yeah, salty can't be one. Unless. All right, this dude's got diesel traps probably. We'll give him the dieselest of traps. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, you know what he would say? He would say, "Let's bring this pot to a broil." And he would start, fighting you with, well, I don't know. He would go, "We gotta soften you up for the stew." And he would bring out a meat tenderizer or something. I don't know. Oh, wait, he's French. I forgot he's French. He would go, "Back away, string bean. You are not in this recipe." Because the character would be like a slinky little character. Like maybe the protagonist would kind of be like a little guy. Like 4 arms. That's the guy. Leave it to ChatGPT. I could literally ask ChatGPT to write 1-line chef puns for a fight. I could do that. French chef puns. It probably would do it. Oh, God. What is this world? What have they done to us? What did they do to us? I don't know if you guys have seen the show I Think You Should Leave, but it is the funniest show. The funniest show ever created. Oh, stream's frozen. Bam, we're back. I'll make a fish soup out of you. I'll chop you into tonight's main dish. I'll make a croissant. Oh yeah, I will roll you into a croissant. That could be funny. Are you a morning pastry? Because you are looking awfully flaky to me. Yeah, I know my French accent is unrivaled. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me twice. Yeah. Here's the key to the perfect French accent. You gotta go. It's terrible. So bad. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, we're noodling. Okay, so he's holding his cleavers. He's about to go ballistic on like a fish, something that's like on a slab. He's about to go ballistic, but we'll draw the slab later. We'll do it. It'll be more 2-dimensional. Maybe he's like a giant chef and you have to like dodge him. Maybe you play as a rat and you're in a kitchen. You have to like escape the kitchen. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, it's so funny. I will put you on a croissant. Like a croissant. That's good. A croissant. That's pretty darn good if you ask me. All right, we'll figure out his pants later. Figure out the textile of his pants later. I'm thinking maybe he's wearing corduroys, but I don't know. Doesn't seem very kitchen friendly to do corduroys. So let's see here. We've got his... Got his little biz going on. Right? Am I not up to date? I'm not. There we go. Cool. Sweet. Gosh. One day OBS will work. And on that day, I will rejoice. The one thing I have to remind myself with OBS is that it's free. Anytime I'm like, Oh no. I'm like, it's free, it's free, it's free. Also, this is a quick check. If you're watching the stream or if you're watching the playback, it'd be great if you could like the video. If you want to see future streams, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to check that out. Let's also do a quick little admin thingy. Alrighty. Cool. Let's do one more with the chef, and then we'll move on to his little friend. So the chef is this guy who, how would he eat? He would be like a little guy. I'm thinking he's crossing his legs in his little kitchen. His little apron is all wrinkly. It kind of crumpled on the floor a little bit. And he's like holding the plate up with his hand. Or something. And with the other hand, he's got his tiniest, littlest fork ever. And his giantest large hand. Right? Oh, stream frozen. Nice. I'm getting good. I got like a sixth sense for it. I like know, I'm like, wait, check if the Photoshop stream is frozen. Because the camera keeps working. Everything's working. But then the actual Photoshop starts like stutters or something. There's got to be a way to fix it. I'll do some Googling later. Because he's bent over here, his apron would hang lower. So it might even almost touch the floor, but not quite. It's like the drop shot, it would be like right there. But yeah, with this giant French mouth, he'd be like, ah. Like leaning forward. Maybe. Maybe not. Are you thinking about shape language during the process? Like the blades looking square, things like that? Or is it just about the elements and objects looking like the real ones? Well, okay. That's a great question. Well, here's one thing to keep in mind is that when you're designing, you are designing not just in a vacuum of I'm thinking about sharp shapes, squares, this, that. We're also like shape design. Again, this is why I'm not a huge fan of how shape design is talked about most of the time, because it's kind of boiled into that thing. You are borrowing assumptions from people. You're designing with the assumptions of your audience in mind. So it's like a knife shape. It's not just that shape, and that is a shape design that has aesthetic and all that stuff. It's like people see that shape and they think knife. And then that thought of a knife has narrative implications. The kind of knife has narrative implications. So like doing a couple giant cleavers, it's like, yes, they're big and they're square. And in this particular pose, it is designed with that in mind. Like I could have done, I think it's called a Turkish cleaver, where it's like rounded like that. I could have done that, right? But it doesn't have the same feeling. It has a different feeling now. Oh, wait. Not 100% on. Boop. There we go. So we could have like the curved blades, but it's not like 100% the feeling that I wanted from the first one, right? Boom. Like that has like a powerful effect. It's a powerful silhouette. Plus people know what a cleaver is. Like you see that and you think cleaver. The shape design is less about the square of the thing and more about the size of the thing in this case. So scale really matters. These giant cleavers, again, it's implying, what are you chopping with these giant cleavers? You're not chopping a small onion. You're probably going to chop like a giant onion or like a giant fish. It adds a kind of extremity and fun and hyperbole to the world that we're looking for. But yeah, shape design. But what you mentioned about the real ones, like you want it to look like the real knife. It's like we're pushing a real knife because no cleaver would ever be this size, really. But you believe it here. You believe it. So you're taking something that someone believes and you're pushing it to the point of almost fantasy, like almost ridiculous, but like you still believe it, right? Yeah, and that allows you to carry with it the narrative implications that you initially use that prop and use that scale for. I hope that makes sense. But I will answer any clarifying questions that you have about it as well, because I'm always looking to improve my own knowledge about it, so I'll always talk about it. Cool. Nice, yeah. And it's like ongoing, you know what I mean? But during this process, it's like the shape design stuff is more subconscious than conscious at this point. Like I can make a note of it, or I could be conscious about like, oh, that works. But then I'm going to move on. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I really like this character. He's really fun. All right, we won't do him sitting. It's a bit funny. It's the shape in a context more than just a shape. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. It's the same with color. It's the same with like rhythm. It's the same with all these ideas. Everything is in a context, and it's all related to what's next to it or related to nothing at all, in which case it's in a vacuum, but that's also in a context of a vacuum. So it's like thinking about everything in context and narrative context, especially when you're designing, super important. Yeah. That's what's going to keep the clients coming back. I can tell you that much. Cool. It's also just fun. It's just more fun. But that's my opinion. Okay, cool. So we got a couple poses here. We've just been kind of on these two poses for a minute, which we want to break out a little bit. Okay, we've got him a bit more serious. A bit more lighting. He's about to come down hard on something. And we've also got cool. We've also got a more jovial approach where he's just kind of chilling, just kind of hanging out. I wonder why it has such a hard time keeping the stream running smooth. I'll figure it out. Could just be like a RAM issue or something. Sweet. What more could be useful? What more do we need from him? Well, we'll do him with the dragon for sure, right? So let's move. Okay, before we try to do something that we actually don't really want to do, because I'm not really feeling anything more from this guy right now. We've got his little thumbnail too down here, so he's feeling good. Gosh, it's getting to be every other minute. This thing is starting to act up. Cool. A little thumbnail down there still. I feel like we've kind of pushed the character in a way that feels pretty good. Right? So let's move on to the dragon. What do we got for the dragon? Let's see. All right, so we've got our little dragon friend. We'll remove our guy. We'll bring our dragon into view here. So this is a fire-breathing little dragon. Let's call this Chef. Call this dragon. Or lizard. Lizard. Okay. It's always good to rename your layers. Make sure you're on top of things if you can. I can imagine after the boss fight, a little rat comes out of his hat and you wonder if you're fighting the rat this whole time. That could be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Or like maybe every single time you fight one of these chefs, it's actually the little tiny rat controlling them. Remy the sequel? Ratatouille? Revenge of Remy? Ratatouille 2, Revenge of the Remmeister. Okay. Maybe we move me up here. Whoa, look at me go. This is cool. All right, there we go. Now I'm out of the view of the thumbnail. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's better than bottom. You guys tell me. Cool. Cool. Okay. So we've got, this is like a fun shaped creature. So we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So let's say he's going like, wah. And this is when he's like absolutely gas net on fire and he's going like, bwah, right? Squaw. No. I'm going to kill the stream. Okay. We want that like kind of curved S shape a little bit for feeling. We want it to feel like really like pushing through. A grounded creature. I'm thinking like, you know when a cat stretches and they yawn at the same time? I'm thinking that, but like fire's coming out maybe. So maybe we do the legs coming forward, because this is kind of a cat-ish creature, right? Maybe the legs are coming forward. And these legs are rooted. And it's like a slinky kind of shape, maybe. Gosh, it's every 2 seconds with this thing, man. Not cool, unfortunately. We'll try saving, see if that helps. Yeah, okay. Got a little round nose, because a little round nose is very cute. We want this creature to read as being very cute. And we want to give it cheeks, because cheeks work for like a fire-breathing character. It's kind of like a trumpet player. You know, a trumpet player is like, you know, Imagine if all the dragons locomote like slinkies. That's very true, Bugsy. Also, welcome Bugsy to the chat. The absolute homie Bugsy. He's cruising. He's chilling. He's here. We'll give him little legs. We don't want this dragon to have like very large legs. Right? We'll also change this a little bit. So it's like he's like facing away a little. Like turning back into his own little form. Be a little slinky boy. Little cute little slinky boy. Nice, Bugsy. Always miss you, buddy. So the plane this dragon is on is kind of like this, you know. We want it to feel kind of like that. Like he's almost maybe on a little carpet. Maybe he's got a carpet. Maybe he's on a carpet. We've decided on a carpet. He's on a carpet. Carpet's got some cool designs. Those cheeks also be more flammable juice. Yeah, exactly. Flammable juice. What up, Maynek? The boy. Got all the homies here now. Sick. So for review, we started with this rough, kind of loose concept for a little character layout, a little fun little character layout. We've also got... Make sure we're up to date here. Yeah, we've also got so we started with some sketches of our chef boy. So we got him and he's he's our little warrior chef. Look at him go. There he is. And we've also got our little dragon guy. So we're exploring our little dragon guy a little bit more in greater detail. This will be a fun little loose portfolio project. So we might bring this to a finish tomorrow, actually, on stream. We'll see. I'm thinking maybe like every week we do a new kind of design project where we like start it, we come up with like the idea, then we explore the idea next time, and then we go for a finish, and then I post it. And it's fun. And then maybe, I don't know, I do like a breakdown video or something. We'll see. Cool. Little dragon friend. Yeah, never be afraid of generic ideas or like archetypal ideas. Archetypal ideas are a great way to cut your teeth and make sure you can actually design successfully. Not everything has to be 100% original all the time. Yeah, I appreciate everyone tuning into the stream. It's been really great, really fun. And if you remember last time, we talked a lot about vertical scales. So like scales going from like the top of the neck down, kind of in this sort of direction, rather than the classic scales going back. But we could make it a little more directional towards the face. So it starts peeling back and then becomes vertical as it goes back. That could be very interesting, actually. Let's try it. That feels kind of fun, right? Cool. We'll keep pushing it too. All right. Confirmed meeting got pushed. So I'll be streaming for another, gosh, probably another hour, I'm assuming. We'll see how far I get. We'll see when I start to feel burnt out. After this, I'm moving to a traditional commission, watercolors. That'll be fun. Cool. Got a little slink dragon. All right, now that we know that, we can retry this top idea. So we'll keep it in the side. It's a little ref. Maybe we do, because he's not sitting, is he? Almost make him maybe a little more dog-like, perchance, a little bit more canine. Sometimes working in a tiny thumbnail helps you figure out the shapes. So we're just trying that right now. Alrighty. If that's the case, then we're gonna do a bit more of a belly. Or something. Now, let's keep it lizardy. We should keep it more lizardy. Cool. What we could angle the mouth. Wow. Yeah. Oh. Looks like we're a little frozen. Let's see. Maybe we do it so it's like kind of almost bending down. All right, we got a few options. We've got like kind of bending down and like around. But the legs are too long in this one. That's for heckin' sure. So we can at least bring that down so it's not weird. Right? All right, that's not so bad. Cool. Let's sip our coffee. Man, I love a good cup of coffee. Nothing better than a good cup of coffee. Nothing worse than a bad cup of coffee. And Lord knows there's some bad cups of coffee out there. Somewhere. Waiting to be drank. Drunken. By an unsuspecting individual. With dreams of caffeination, alas. Those dreams come at a cost. A bad coffee cost. I want it to feel like the flames expelling out of the mouth of this dragon is like, you know when you spill a glass of water and it just goes onto the floor like all the way out? We want it to feel like that. Or like when the floor is covered in alcohol or something and like someone lights a match and it just illuminates the floor and the floor is like with flames. We want it to feel like that feeling of like spilling fire out of the mouth of this creature. That's the vibe we're going for if we can. And we'll improve this design as it goes forward, you know? This is one attempt. Don't want to get stuck. Don't want to feel too much pressure. Taking it one step at a time. But yeah, the idea is it really just kind of spills out. Or like fog just rolling, you know what I mean? Like building. Swah. I like that. Boom, baby. Let's go. Because we don't want it to feel like a stream, like a jet stream of fire. Or do we? Okay, we have that option. The option where it kind of spills out. But that doesn't really work for our concept of the like boiling giant cauldron. We want it to feel, because the other idea was bellows, so it's got to be some kind of intensity. So maybe we want pressure. We have that one option. And we've also got, let's try another option. Just the pew. Where it literally becomes almost a focus beam. Right? Now that would light up the bottom of a cauldron. That would keep it hot, almost like a forge. We'd want to go higher though for this. We want the payoff because we want the line, the leading line, right? So we would want things to be like, you know what? We could even lift. We could even lift these legs off the ground if there's like more weight on the other side. Like it could even be like it's standing. You see what I mean? That'd be nice. Maybe. Yeah, that's feeling powerful. And remember, this is a French dragon, so it's got to feel a little bit sassy, right? Good thing the stream didn't freeze during that whole section. I didn't check. That would have been bad. All right, let's see. What else we got going on? Dragon. Guess we can just do like a fun little... little sketch of... Because we want it to be a cute dragon. Give a little derpy tooth. When in doubt, give him a little derpy tooth. Maybe even another one. Right? Yeah, there we go. Boom, baby. Great. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Just had to sort out a thing. Cool. You know, we could also give this dragon feathers. It could be like a feathery dragon. Like a fun kind of fantasy-esque dragon. Like, I love the drawings where the dinosaurs have feathers. I love that so much. So maybe we make it a feathery dragon for fun. Could he make a fire like a torch lighter, like concentrated frames to bring the pot to a boil? Like a torch lighter. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the vibe we're going for. So with the original idea, I don't know if you were here, SF, last time, but with the original idea, we had literally the ensemble here. We had a giant cauldron, a sleepy dragon that was, flaming, and we had the head chef guy, the main chef guy. And the main chef guy, he needs the dragon to keep the pot, really boiling. But the only way that the lizard actually wants to bring the pot to a boil is if the lizard starts to smell the ingredients and smell that it's delicious. So it's the relationship between, the chef coercing the little dragon to bring the pot to a boil so he can actually cook. It's a symbiotic relationship, because it would take way too much effort and way too many resources to keep the pot boiling to the degree that it has to be. And for what he needs to cook, you best believe he needs some dragon fire. I just made that part up, so, But that's part of the idea. That's what's so fun about this relationship, is that they kind of have this wonderful, cool little symbiotic relationship. So we'll definitely do a drawing of them, like, you know, doing more stuff together. For now, we're kind of exploring them in isolation, which is not bad. It's not really, you know, not terrible, not good. We're just kind of like making sure these ideas are good. So we've got Sleepy Dragon on the rug. This could be like next to the, like almost in the corner maybe. If it's in the corner, the rug should be circular actually. But for now, we won't worry about it. We'll worry about the rug later. But we've got a dragon here. Discussing maybe if it has feathers here or there. Could be a combination of feathers and scales. It's, you know, we're allowed. It's cool. I mean, with birds as well, like birds have the, like where they don't have feathers, they have that like remarkable flesh. Like what's it called? Like raptors have those, like their legs have that like thick leathery skin that's like almost scaly, which is really cool. So we've got our happy dragon. But we want to make sure there's enough whites in the eyes for the dragon to really feel like a character. But not like too human. It's a tricky balance with this kind of stuff. You don't have to feel like a cat. You know what I mean? Like a cat with big pupils. There you go. Kind of like that. But yeah, it's great that your mind went there, SF. That means that the design is working. If you felt like that was what was going to happen with the blowtorch and the cauldron, that means the design is successful. At least for me, that's my criteria. Like Toothless and How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, exactly. They literally referenced cats for that, which was great. Man, How to Train Your Dragon changed the game for real in animation in such a beautiful way, remarkable way. Man, I would love to work for DreamWorks. DreamWorks, hey, we're manifesting DreamWorks. Right? This mug actually, you can't get this mug unless you work for DreamWorks, but but the recruiters were so nice. I was in LA and I spoke to some of the recruiters there, and they were so nice, and they were like, yeah, it's cool. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make DreamWorks happen. If I stream enough, they have to let me in. Yeah, eventually. Exactly. You understand it, SF. You get it. You get it. There we go. Add some excitement to this old dragon's expression. We want the momentum of the face to feel like, we want the rhythm to really feel good. So like we want the snout into the head. We want the spines. We want the eyes. Right? We want the lower mouth, derpy tooth. And we want the mouth to go behind the eyes, because that's like a real cute thing. And we want these big cheeks. That's how we want the momentum to feel. We want it to almost feel like an infinity sign, like that, right? That's what we're going for. Those are some nice rhythms. They're proven rhythms, and they feel really good. Oh, the stream is broken. Application. Boom. There we go. Display. Wham. Yeah, I was describing right here in this little thumb. I want it to feel like an infinity sign. Cool. Yeah, it seems like an ongoing issue. We'll see what we can do in the future about the stream freezing. It wasn't this bad last time. Cool. Looks like we're good though. At least for now. So we're going to shrink these down. So we still have them. We have our options. Yeah, this one on the top right almost feels like he's vomiting, which is not bad. I remember a stray cat joined my family when I was in... When I say family, I mean me and my two housemates when I was in university in the UK. The cat's name was Monty. And Monty came to hang out with us all the time. And one thing Monty did was one day, I had never seen him like ever kind of freak out or anything, but one day he was in the kitchen and he was just looking at me and he was just like, wow, wow. I literally said, my other housemate was there and she was looking at me, she was like, what? And I said, are you okay, buddy? And then he just went, wow, wow. And then he just like vomited liquid and it just spilled across the entire kitchen floor. Like, I don't know what he ate. I don't know what it was, but it was so gross. And it just like created this stream all the way down the kitchen floor. So we like ran out of the way and then came back and cleaned everything up. And it was really gross. It was the only time that ever happened, but I'll never forget that sound. Wow, wow, wow. He was like warbling. That was a terrifying warble. So we've got our dragon here. We've got the profile view here, which is good. I'm doing his little hands here, so it's almost like his hands could almost be vestigial. Not 100%, but like maybe a little, and just how he is, you know. And his little leggies. Yeah, exactly. It was a very distressed warble. He was worried. I miss him a lot. Before we all left the house, we made sure he was okay, and he found a new group of students to live with. So who knows how he's doing? But Monty was a magical cat for sure. Oh, we got Kelly. Nice. Kelly's a fantastic artist. Posts great sketches. Kelly Robertson. Check her out on Instagram. For sure. Can I post links in the chat? Can I just link your Instagram in the chat? Am I allowed? Let's see. I mean, it's my stream. I guess I can do whatever I want. I guess. Let's see if this works. Let's see if I'm allowed to post. Can I do it? There it is. Boom. I can do whatever I want. It's my stream. Technically, he was warning. I imagine he was warning you beforehand, like, sorry for what's going to happen. Wow, wow. No, literally. Or he was like, help me. It was one or the other. It was like, I don't know what's happening. But he was very distressed. Nice. All right. We got Kelly's Instagram in the chat. Definitely check her out. Fantastic artist. Doing great things. Will continue to do great things. All right. Let's see what we got going on. We got more. So we've got our little dragon friend. He's chilling. He's really cute. I really like him. And he's a great foil for other character. So I don't feel so good, Chief. Yeah, exactly. Oh, nice. Yeah, best of luck with that, Kelly. Good luck with the chillin'. We got Michael. Michael's in the chat. We love Michael. Michael Ralph, also fantastic artist, very dear friend. Michael. We'll put Michael in the chat too. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm allowed to post link. Wanted to catch the stream. Well, you caught it, baby. You caught it bad. For a link, buddy. I'll always put the link in the chat. Have no fear. Have no fear. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got going on. So we have our little dragon friend. This is all super loose, right? Super, super loose. Little feetsies hanging out. This little leg here. It's like doing a little sit. Very cute creature. I'm really putting in the work to make this creature cute. Maybe if we do feathers, he'll have little feathers coming out here. Then he'll have feathers like here in front, like a little tuft. Maybe he'll have feathers on the underneath of his body, but not on the top. So like under and like around. Maybe I'll do that. That's actually a cool idea. I like that a lot. So he's got like a soft, feathery body, but then he's got like kind of a scaly top a little bit. That's cool. I like that. We're going to try that. This is another check also to make sure if you guys are enjoying the stream, definitely leave a like. Leave a like below. Definitely subscribe if you want to catch it again. Turn on notification. Ring that bell, baby. If you're watching live or you're playing it back. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I hope it's actually entertaining and good. Cool. So let's do this. Let's put them next to each other now. So if we look at our original scale, got a little chef guy, a little dragon. So the dragon's a bit bigger than the guy. And that much is true. But that's okay. That's fine. It's allowed. So let's see what we get. Cool. So the dragon is a fair deal bigger than the guy because, you know, he's a freaking dragon, right? But they're buddies. We don't want them to be the same size. Sameness is not necessarily good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our sketch that we've just done of him sitting, and that's how we're going to scale them. And we're going to take our guy. We're going to take him with the spoon. And we're going to put them next to each other. So if this is them next to each other, that actually doesn't feel very far off. That feels pretty accurate. Maybe we make the guy a tiny bit smaller. But that scale, that feels pretty right to me, personally. He lengthy to the chef's girthy. You know, you're not wrong, Bugsy. I don't like it, but you're not wrong. So let's see. Sick. Glad it's looking good, Manic. I'm liking how they're playing off of each other a little bit. So we're liking our ideas. We're liking the idea of feathers underneath. Play with that a little bit more as well. For sure. And then just the little scaly bits on the back. Cool. We got our chef man here. He's just chilling. He's absolutely chilling. All right, this is feeling pretty good. These two next to each other. That's feeling pretty sick. So then let's do some perspective drawing. Let's do a little bit of drawing of our set. Now, I am no set designer. I have done set design before. But it is not my vocation, but I can do it. So let's see if we can do a little rudimentary set going on. We're doing no 3D, no undersketch, we're just drawing it straight. So let's do our best here. So if we're considering this is our little platform, we're just going to start with this because it's good for, you know, perspective, figure things out. From a small kind of cube, you can sort of extrapolate out all the other perspectives, usually. So we have our big cauldron. Right? There's feet that come out. We'll do the feet at an angle, so it's like kind of asymmetrical. Right. Giant cauldron. We wanted the lip to be smaller than the widest part of the cauldron. That's for sure. To feel like a cauldron. Boop, 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 boop. Scoop-de-whoop. We've also got some steps. Well, let's place our dragon first. So our little guy. I imagine he's like curled up around the cauldron, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe he's in a little. Maybe he's in a little thing. Let's extend this out. We don't like being confined. We also have that pretty elaborate staircase we wanted to do. So that's got to start somewhere and go all the way up, right? Losing reception out here. I'll come back and say hi if you're streaming later. Buddy, I hope your reception improves. I hope life improves. I hope you're feeling good. I probably won't be on. I'll be on for a bit longer. I started later today, so I'll probably go for a bit later as well. Let's see. Probably be on for maybe another half an hour-ish. Maybe another hour, I don't know. But thanks for dropping in, Michael. Really appreciate it. Dear friend Michael. And again, I will answer any questions anyone puts in chat. And yeah, we're just kind of exploring. So we've got our cool little pot situation going on. Got a little platform. And again, we're kind of like making a lot of this up, right, on the fly. Doesn't have to be super perfect. Shunk, shunk. Yeah, and there's like an idea that the staircase was even like a little extra wide because the chef was so thick, like so wide. So we're going to continue with that motif. So we're going to go wide, wide. And again, this is a loose pass. So no stress. I'm making it perfect, right? This one we can add a little bit of curve to the rail, kind of show that strange implication we're going for. Wah. Nice. Got a lot going on. You know, it's interesting streaming. So I haven't been streaming with music at all on these streams. And it's curious just how much you think about the design when you're not listening to music. I don't know if I'm going to design with music anymore after this. Might just keep it silent mode, right? Maybe. What's interesting is I remember reading an interview with Mobius, acclaimed illustrator and comic artist, also world builder, designer, concept artist, all that good stuff. He said there's no doubt that music has an influence on what you're drawing and everything like that. But he said the sound of the pencil has become all the music I need. It's very interesting. So like actually just the process of drawing in and of itself, just like from a sensory point of view, is enough. He doesn't want anything else involved. I don't know about you. It's pretty based. Okay, we're going to do like a chunky kind of soupy thing here. Like bubbles. Yeah, right? What a cool quote that is. Got some Mobius quotes for you. Speaking of French stuff. The only thing about the rail is it'd probably get pretty hot, right? At the bottom, like you'd be warm with the fire or something. Nah, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Chef's got boots. Chef's tough. Cool. And of course we have our chef atop in his zone doing his chef stuff with his giant spoon. Maybe he's smaller. He's holding it like a giant thing. This is so fun. So he's starting with his giant spoon. That's good. That only works when you don't have background sounds and you live somewhere quiet. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, for me, like, I lived in Bermuda for a while, and you literally could not exist in the spring, summer, autumn months without AC. Like, you needed an AC on, and the room I was in didn't have a quiet AC. It was loud. So it's like you're trying to draw and you're trying to design, and in the background it's just a constant and you know, I moved to New York, so good luck finding a quiet place, right? But I kind of lucked out. I got a really great apartment here, and it's really quiet. Like, it's very quiet. I don't have a street-facing window. I have a courtyard-facing window. It's nice and green outside my window, and it's like I'm not even in New York at all. It's really cool. It's very quiet. My neighbors are quiet. Everything's great, you know? So, luckily, working in silence is possible for me right now. I'm extremely grateful. Extremely grateful. Great. Cool. So we got our little staircase guy. But yeah, when I had to live with the AC, very loud stuff, man, I definitely had music on. Headphones on, music on. That was my default mode of existence. Modus operandi, as my girlfriend would say. Nice. So he's stirring with his giant spoon, and he's having a good time. And the little dragon friend, we can place the dragon friend here. So basically, if we're talking about movement, rhythm, we're talking about a set, right? So the cauldron is a big focal point. Sweeping staircase has become a big focal point now. And then we need our dragon. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to move this down a little bit, and we're going to open up the space a smidge, and we're going to include our dragon, who is asleep like a little cute little guy. He's just a little guy. And he's like waiting. How do you imagine the surrounding of the room? Let's see what we can do. So as a designer, even if you're a character designer, it's good to know what you would do in situations like that. So like having diversity of skill. This is why it's good to just really know how to draw. Because if you really know how to draw, there's no issue with this stuff, right? And I wouldn't say I really know how to draw. I can say I can draw pretty well, but I wouldn't say that I'm like master at all. Not even close. Soon, maybe, hopefully. Within my lifetime. The dragon could live in a box like a cat. The dragon could live in a box like a cat. That is entirely possible. Is there cardboard in this world? Right now, I'm not seeing cardboard in this world, but we can see a thing. Tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, yeah, maybe. Maybe tomorrow I'll become a master. Maybe tomorrow. Man. We love the masters. The true masters. Maybe one day you'll be named among the masters. With the nature of the work, though, now, with how much of it is 3D, with how much of it is just like quick ideas in Photoshop, like, I don't think many people really have the opportunity to become true masters like they used to. Like, you're just not asked, like, no one's asked to become, you know, to the level of illustration like Lion Decker or like any of those guys, like, you know, recent masters. Like, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see many more. And you got AI. Gotta love AI. There's a great, gosh, what was it? But there was, someone was in Capitol Hill. Carlo Ortiz recently addressed, I don't know if it was Congress or what, I don't know, but about AI art and illegal harvesting of data. It was really interesting. Made me think, refresh my perspective on it again, which was nice. You know, I kind of got a little bit burnt out like everybody else. Okay, surrounding of the room. Well, let's say you're entering from this point, point A, right? All right, we're going to copy this. We're going to make it smaller. Let's say you're entering from point A through like an archway or something, right, into this room. This is now the stage, right, of viewing. So if you're the player, or even an animation, if you enter through, right, that's now the stage. So, or no, you'd probably enter from this side if I'm being honest. Because if you entered from this side, what you'd get is, right, this is your camera. A view like this. We'll do I for view. You would get a dope archway, and you'd get a contrasting semicircle with the big feet of the cauldron, and it'd be like a blazing fire underneath. So as you'd approach, you'd be approaching this like blazing fire underneath this like intense silhouette of an object. And as you walked in, you would get the view of like this giant cauldron, because you'd look up, giant cauldron with the staircase, and you'd get the chef being like, hello, welcome. The flames be ripping, still with the archway above you. In which case, honestly, what we'd want is a freaking dope set. So what would that look like? Let's go with some ideas. I'm thinking we'd go for, oh gosh. Heck, dude. The stream freeze thing is quite annoying. Cool. Okay, well, let's run through that again. If you walk through the front, you'd get this view, which is like a crackling fire, right? Giant cauldron. It'd be blacked out, right? This would be blacked out. This would be blacked out because it'd be the view of the thing. And then on this side, when you walked in, you'd be looking up at the cauldron, big black cauldron. Wow. You'd see the little chef guy, and he'd be like, hello, welcome to the thing. This is if it was 3D, or animation even. So what would we do? Well, honestly, I think that as you enter, around the cauldron, there would just be myriad ingredients. For instance, like giant onions. Huge onions. Like big cloves of garlic. Just ingredients galore all around. Wow. Right? Maybe on this side you'd see... What would you see? Honestly, the circle would probably end up being a big circular set. Right? Big shelves, just like full of spices, full of all this cool stuff. Full of jars. And I'm imagining giant chains are like hanging like huge cuts of meat on hooks. Right? Like a big old steak. Let me move this guy over. That's to keep it out of reach of you-know-who, our little dragon friend. Right? And all the chains and stuff, you know, they're controlled by contraptions. They can be brought around maybe and stuff. And here, we'll try this from a different angle. That works. We just need to do the meat a little higher. Maybe. Yeah. All right, let's check the time. 3. Okay. I can go for a little bit longer. And I gotta go eat something. Alrighty. I'm imagining one of those like big saggy cuts of meat, you know? Like a ribeye. That would be funny if you came from behind and saw the silhouettes of the chef and he turns his back and is crying because the onions he's chopping and throwing into the cauldron. That could be good too. It could have multiple points of entry as well. That's very true. Very, very true. Yeah, you think he's like whimpering and crying, but really he's just cutting onions, and you see his face. He's got a giant smile on his face. That'd be pretty good. All right. Beep boop bop. But when thinking about sets like this, you're going to think about it in 3 dimensions. You know what I mean? Like what's hanging, what's above, what's below, what's going on. Good to think that way. That'd be a good moment in the boss battle if like you made him cry, but really he was like mincing onions, and then he goes wah, and he like stuns you. Wah! It's a fake out. The dragon could live in cheese house with holes where the entry is a bit melted. Now that is a good idea. That's a great idea. How would I make that work? Like a Swiss cheese. He like lives in the Swiss cheese. Maybe he doesn't live there, but maybe there's a scene where he comes out of there, or like they don't know where he is and they see the melted hole and they know he's gone in there. That could be good. That could be really good. That's a good idea. All right, we're thinking like there's like wiener things hanging from the ceiling. Do you smell the burnt cheese? I always smell burnt cheese. In the friction I cannot escape, it would seem. So it would seem. Once a blessing, now a curse. The accursed smell of cheese will not leave my nostrils. No matter how much I beg the fates to free me, it only becomes more intense. The joy of grilled cheese has become a memory. A memory. A mere memory. To be enjoyed in the mind alone. Corrupted in its physical form by my present affliction. I apologize for that one. That was a bit of a weird riff. So he's got all his ingredients, his little fresh ingredients, all this stuff over here, big baskets of things. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Maybe he's got his like butcher block over here or something. No, the dragon would smell it and go and eat it. Made him look a little bit like an alligator here, which is okay. He's allowed to look a little bit like an alligator. So it's not perfect perspective, but it's not terrible. You can flip it, check what's wrong. There's a couple things wrong, but not egregious, actually. That's pretty good. Dragon's a little bit off kilter. That sort of fixes it a little bit. Beyond the walls, you know, I'm thinking maybe he's got like, well, firstly, let's move these down. It's a little bit smaller. All right, let's check our progress. Let's do a little run through of what we've done. So we've taken our initial idea. It's always good to check yourself, right? Initial idea, boom. We've got our little ensemble, dragon, cauldron, chef. Those are our 3 key pieces, right, to make this work. We explored the chef, his energy. We know a little bit more about him through these drawings. Same with the dragon. We know a little bit more about the dragon. Now we looked at them together. They feel good together. They feel pretty fun. Now we're pushing it by going into perspective and doing a little bit of set design on what their kitchen looks like, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we have our little dragon. We have a little fire pit thing. What else? Maybe these come down a little bit. Great. So funny. My girlfriend and I, we have a shared Pinterest board for a future home, and she's going to add this drawing to that Pinterest board because she likes the little fun kitchen design. Cute. That's cute. I like that. Let's see. We'll probably do a little oven on the side, do a little oven vibe. Like maybe some vents in the door. So if we do a tiled floor, that might be too nice for this space. Or maybe we'll do like a gritty tile cobblestone fusion. That actually sounds kind of fun, to be honest. So what we can do is like a big blocky cobblestone like around the cauldron that follows along with the the thing. But then for a lot of the tile floor, we could do those kind of designs where it's like a little design in between, like a little diamond. That's feeling cool. I like that a lot. Wow. That's feeling nice. Feeling correct. Should really learn 3D for this. But I kind of like doing it without 3D. It's fun. But so what this kind of tile design does is it places the cauldron at the absolute center, and it creates a lot of what's called leading lines, which lead you back to the center point of the room, which is really great. Yeah, the tile's feeling good. The tile's feeling really good. I like the tile too. Thanks, Kelly. All right, this is a circular kitchen room. I'm feeling it. Yeah, baby. This is feeling good. I like this design. All right, so we've got some little set designy stuff going on here. Heck yeah, baby. So So we got the chef and the sous chef. The sous chef is the dragon, right? We need like a title for these guys. You know. Or like an idea for like what, I don't know. Like something quirky or like something kind of like witty, like something like dragon proof tiles. Where to find dragon proof tiles or something, you know? I don't know. Some funky. We'll come up with it. We'll figure it out. Like Remy. Yeah, like Remy. My girlfriend is texting me like Remy. We're talking about Ratatouille so much during this stream. I like it. I mean, it's a great movie. I love Ratatouille. It's fantastic. All right, we can continue the shelves up, make it even more exciting and fun, and we'll add like a ladder to add some dimensionality, and we'll add like, you know, big flour sacks to one side, and we'll like pile them up on this side. We'll nix the oven, and we'll add like a little room with this just like bursting with flour sacks. So when you walk in, you just see this giant flour sacked out room, or just grains, but just piles of grains and everything. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, bam. Where's he doing his chopping, though? Remember, we want the set to feel exciting, right? Maybe. Where do we put his butcher block? Maybe the dragon lives somewhere else. Like, I know we have our drawing of like our original idea of like how the dynamic is. It doesn't mean the dragon has to be right next to the furnace though, or the cauldron. Even though we like this. This is a great image for like title card behind them. You know what I mean? You know, like we do like Benny's kitchen. Something like that, right? Like that looks nice. We like that. I'm keeping that actually. I like that a lot. Doesn't have to be Benny's kitchen, but it's fun. Boom. Something like that, right? Nice, nice, nice. Boom. So something like that. We like that frame. That doesn't mean we have to design the set around that idea. So let's return back to our set. Let's go back. Boop. Here we are. What happens when we say, sorry, dragon, you don't actually live there? Dragon actually lives... I kind of want it to be like a hole in the wall, but I feel like that's like weird. Like a pizza oven, like, but for dragons. Yeah, like something like that, right? Definitely something like that. Gosh. A dragon hammock. That could be good too. Be my ideal. Little dragon hammock, and he's sitting, he's got his little arms in this. And he's like slinking out of it, or like falling out maybe. Maybe. So we like the verticality. Maybe we do... I'm pretty stumped here. Well, you know what? Let's give him a little... Let's keep him here for now. We'll take him a little bit farther away, and we'll give him like a plush bed, so he's comfy, and his little snout sticks out, and he's like curled. Boop. Little guy. That feels pretty good. Little bed. Little bed. We could put him closer to the door. Maybe if you're a player, you walk in, there's a dragon right there, and you're like, what the? What? What's going on? Sweet. Have a little sip of coffee. Sweet. All right. So we got our guy. He's chilling. He's got his kitchen. He's got his racks of spices and everything you could possibly ever need. The thing is, he's up there and he's stirring. What does he do? How does he get it up there? You know what I mean? Like, how does he like chop and then walk up and dice it in and walk down and then chop and then walk up and then dice it in? Like, is that what he's doing? Is that what this man's is doing? It's possible. I don't know. Maybe a hole above the entrance of the player. Oh, like he lives literally like... Well, that's interesting. See, that's like kind of like what I'm looking for, right? So maybe there's a hole, literally a hole in the wall, but it's like a circular hole, and you see like it's built some wood scaffold, and it's got like a little thing, and he like sleeps up there, maybe. Kind of places him a little bit farther away than maybe what I was hoping for. Have I ever seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Yeah, have I seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Maybe like 80 times. It was one of the few DVDs we had when I was a child. One of the very few DVDs we watched was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. A lot. If I was this chef, I would definitely have a contraption like what they had in their kitchen. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, literally, right? So yeah, something incredible. Yeah. Huh. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's great. Wizard of Oz is great also. That's fantastic. Wow. For us, it was that and Fraggle Rock and all the Muppet movies. But, yeah. Cool. All right, so we've got this kitchen. It's feeling full. Like, it's feeling fun and vibrant and, like, full and exciting, right? At least I think it is. Maybe the dragon doesn't need a bed. Do you think the dragon needs a bed? Maybe he just, like, slinks around and sleeps next to the fire when it's time. Or maybe he, like, is just in the wall and he just shoots flames across and ignites the fire. And, like, he does it from his hole in the wall. Let's try it. Yeah, let's try it. But first, I'm going to copy this. I think he likes that fire. Oh, man, yeah, right? There's, like, something about it. Because then you can do soot stains on the ground. So let's say he's got a hole in the wall here for his little bed. His guy's little room here, right? And we can do the tile so the tile extends out in a new pattern to establish the space, which would interrupt the other tile pattern. Not in an obtrusive way, but just in a cool way. and he's kind of in this space. That way you'd get like the soot stains right from his mouth all the way shooting across. And like those soot stains, that tells a story right there of what's happening in the space. And he can just be asleep right there. Like he wakes up just to shoot fire. He's got his little head. He's got his little cheekies. And he's like, he's all curled up. With his little legs. His little arms. He's asleep. He's a happy boy. Okay, I think we solved it. And that actually adds another element. So again, leading lines back to the cauldron. The cauldron is the center point, right? Everything in this room is going to be pretty earth-toned, except for the white of the main character's apron. He's going to have a white apron. He's going to have a white hat. That's going to stand out. Everything else is going to be earth-toned, warm. The only other vibrancy we might put on the dragon. We might make the dragon quite colorful in its nature. We might do that. Okay, one thing we're also going to do, which is something I love, this is like a feature I love of certain bathrooms, certain kitchens, is when there's a layer of tile that's like skirting. So we'll have like a tile skirt going across that like lines up. Just feels nice. Feels like, feels special. And we'll be sure to make like a drain somewhere. Little things like that add a lot. Like a little drain here, a little drain there. You know, like these things, these functional things play a pretty big role. Cool. Okay, nice. Never forget the power of a giant pipe too. So we can do a big pipe extending up, coming around. Right, doing pipe stuff. Bing, bing, bong, 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 bong. Like things in this space are kind of made around other things in this space, which is good. Good. Yeah, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, when I was a kid, that was like the child catcher was so scary. I was like, what the heck, dude? Catching children? It's not cash money if you ask me. Not very liquid. Okay. Let's take a look at this question. How do you think of the shapes in the context of the perspective? Like, how do you add your shape design to the perspective? Okay, interesting. That's an interesting thing. So right now, I'm freehanding this. So freehanding, you can do with perspective after a lot of practice, right? After a lot of practice, you can do freehand perspective. This is not 100% correct, but it's fast. And if you're working on a project and you want to get the idea down, like I'm going to pass this to a modeler. He's going to understand what's happening here pretty well. He'll be able to recreate this in a model pretty easily. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. And then what I would do is I would draw on top of the model to correct, adjust, all that stuff. That's in a client setting. Right now we're just world building, so it matters even less if it's correct. But I'm doing this completely freehand. So the question, how do I add my shape design in when doing things like this kind of perspective sketching? Well, you need a lot of practice. You need a base of like capacity to draw in perspective. And then you got to think in the exact same way we've been thinking before. So like, again, we're thinking about scale. So, well, this was kind of incorrect. So I'm just fixing this now. There we go. So when thinking about this kind of stuff, number one, let's think about scale. So let's look at the contrasting shapes. We have our pot, large shape. I'm going to use a red line for this. Pot, large shape. This is the largest prop in the room. The only thing close is going to be like some of the giant hanging meats, but even that, it's not going to be as big. Oh, stream frozen. It's so funny. The second I notice it's frozen, you write it in the chat. It's like we're psychic. So we've got, yeah. The second thing close to that shape is the meat, but that doesn't really count. So overall, we've got this big cauldron shape, and that's supported by the base, the staircase. It's kind of a unit shape. Like this is one unit of shape. This, right? You kind of homogenize that in your mind. So that's kind of our big shape. Another big shape is like the floor as well, which goes to echo this shape, right? So it's supporting that shape as well. When we're thinking about the tiles, if I did the tiles too small, like a different size, it would have a different effect than they do now. But the tiles right now work to support, like they're chunky enough to where they kind of have impact. If I made them like really, really tiny and faint, they wouldn't like have as much effect. They would be like very, very, it would be a very different feeling, but it feels substantial. So I'm thinking about the size of the tiles, and I'm talking about it in an intuitive way because it is an intuitive process. But when thinking about stuff like this shelf, right, it's like not as big as this shape, but it's kind of close, but it's not quite that big, blah, 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 right? We're thinking about relation. I don't want things to be bigger than the cauldron. This is bigger than the cauldron, but it's just like a thin shape. It's not an actual substantial thing, so it's just a wire. So it's like not actually, you know. But again, it echoes. Everything is echoing this main shape. Boom, boom, boom. This is all in perspective too. So everything is following that form and that perspective, everything. So this on the wall, if I made it bigger, like see how that feels, right? It's like, it's so dominant, it ruins the space. But if I did it smaller, it would feel like strange how small it is. So we've come up with a design where it's big enough to feel big, but it's not so big that it takes away from the impact. When we're thinking about smaller holes like this is very similar to kind of like this area and this area. So it's like not that big of a deal. We're making it small, and there's enough attention there that it's gonna like work. The 2-time. Oh my gosh, that's a great name. The 2-time. Sick. Dr. D. Let's go. If I know you personally, the 2-time, I just don't know your username, but welcome to the stream. So yeah, we're thinking about these shapes. So returning back to our initial idea of like discovery. Yeah, baby. Cool. Yeah, so we're thinking about discovery of entering the space. I'm Lashy. Hey, welcome, Lashy. You made it. Let's go. All right, I'll give you the rundown now. Getting to the good stuff. Hey, what's up, Ash? All right, great. Well, we're thinking about keyframes now, so this is right up your alley, Ash. It's so funny, the 2-time. That's good. All right, so we started off with an idea we developed on Tuesday. Benny's Kitchen, or whatever, you know. It can be called whatever it really needs to be called, but we came up with this idea of this chef with a giant spoon, dragon friend who lights the cauldron, and the giant cauldron. Those are the 3 characters, 3 archetypes for this kind of narrative structure that we're working off of. So we pushed it, right? So we came up with some sketches for the chef guy. We kind of figured out who he is through a couple of these drawings, that he can be serious and like about to get into the zone, but he's also a jovial, happy chef who likes what he does. We also did drawings of our dragon friend, where we discovered that we would rather have a shooting, blazing stream of fire that's like, you know, supercharged by the pose, than having something where it's like more the flames are spilling out. And then, oh, dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Lashy. I'm glad you're liking the streams. Have you been watching the VODs? Cool. I bet. That's right, Ash. You better bet. So we drew the little dragon sleeping, got his shapes going on. We figured out what we want the kind of rhythms of the face to be. So, like, for instance, the rhythms of the face, we want it to feel like a figure 8. And then we want these shapes to kind of like supercharge when the mouth opens up with fire, which it kind of does. What we also figured out is that through this drawing, right, we like S shapes here. We love S shapes, concave, convex. That's very just me in general, the shapes I like, but we're also just rolling with that here too. We also thought about maybe adding feathers on the bottom. So then we took the two elements, boom, boom, and we placed the two characters next to each other, the dragon and the chef. They're kind of friends, right? They have a symbiotic relationship. And they felt good next to each other. They felt really good, like shape-wise, balance-wise. They felt like they could exist in the same world and feel good together. So then we moved on to an initial sketch of the room where we placed the cauldron down and some other stuff. Then we hit it again and we placed a whole bunch of elements in. So we decided we wanted like hooks on the ceiling with like meat hanging down out of the reach of our dragon friend, ingredients everywhere, a beautiful tile floor surrounding the cobblestone, you know, like area of the fire. But we needed a solve for where the dragon lived. So the solve was essentially putting a hole in the wall and showing the soot stains of like when the dragon is shooting fire across the room to, you know, emblazon the cauldron, which kind of reaffirms that he's a sleepy boy. He's a sleepy dragon boy. And he's having a good time. So that's good. And then we have like a hall with like flour sacks, like a giant thing of flour sacks and ingredients and everything like that. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, yo, thanks, Lashy. Thanks for the shout out, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, let's put Lashy's Instagram in the chat too. I love your characters, man. They've been getting really good recently too. Like I've been really enjoying the recent characters. I gotta do your draw this in your style. Is the deadline up yet? Yeah, I'll link your most recent post because that guy was sick. Yeah, it's done. Oh, rip. Ripperino. That one was not good. The draw this in your style wasn't good? Cool. My last frog was... I was channeling both of you guys. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Let's take a look at the frog. I want to see. Oh my gosh, yes. I love this one. Hell yeah. Let's go. It's epic. This is sick. I made it lame, but I will make better ones. Yeah, I feel that. My first one was like, my first draw that's in your style was like complete flop, like 10 people did it. And the next one I did, like hundreds of people did it. And I was like, whoa. And then I'm too afraid to do another one. So I still haven't finished the reward illustrations for it. So like I have to do that before I do the next one. It's a really bad position I put myself in, but we got to do it, man. We definitely got to do it. I just got to make it fun and low pressure. That's the solution, really. So let's take a look at what we got going on. Cool. So we have our openings, and we have some nice rhythms here. Like I like the rhythms that we have going on. The only thing I want to change or fix would maybe be like this shelf. I feel like this shelf needs to be round to be in unity with everything else. Or like slightly rounded at least at the top. Right? Soft shapes. We've gone for a soft shaped vibe throughout this whole thing. So we're going to continue with the soft shapes, I feel. Nice. Nice. This we can remove. Got the tile floor coming around. All right, this is feeling good. This is feeling like a nice little set. So then, yeah, moving on to keyframing. Right? If this is our set, which we're going to make it a little bit small. I'm going to do it again. And we have what we want to be our initial scene. Let's see what it is. So you step in. Right? You see the crackling fire. You see the cauldron. Whoa. See the staircase spiraling around. See the guy up top. He's looking at you. Giant spoon in hand. I'm really bad at doing these scene drawings, but this really makes me want to practice. Oh man, it's great. Well, yeah, so I'll tell you how I got a handle on drawing scenes in perspective freehand. When I was in university, I would sit in cafes and I would draw the whole scene of the cafe that I was in, but I would draw it from a different point of view than I was in. And I would try to figure out what the camera focal length was and like figure out kind of like how it would look, how it would distort, how it would warp, and like follow the rules of perspective and blah, 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 blah. So like I would try to make that happen. I would try to make it work. And that was really fun because I would end up with these drawings where like, you know, I was like drawing myself here and like the table was here, but then I would like splay out the other tables in like a crazy, you know, perspective and blah, 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 and do the other people, and they would like turn and it'd be like a fisheye, and the other table would be like this and the person would be facing me, and I would like do all the, you know, weird chandelier stuff. And I don't know, I used to be very into Kim Jong-il, so I would do that a lot, and that really helped me understand perspective and drawing freehand in perspective for sure. Yeah, film studies are good too. Looking at how people frame things is really great. Cool. So we have our chef guy, we have the lid of the cauldron, you're looking up, you see in the sky, above at least, you're going to see the ceiling feature with like the hanging meat and everything hanging down. Wow. You're going to see the staircase wrapping around. You're going to see all the produce. You're going to see the giant rack of spices. You're going to see all this stuff. You're going to see on this corner of your eye the sack of flour is just spilling out. So what we've got is, again, mirroring. We're like mirroring and mirroring and mirroring these perspectives. Even this isn't 100% correct, but this is kind of what we're going for. So we want this to be the center, this to flow, right? This to flow, pile of veg, everything like that. We want it to be mirrored circular shape, and then you kind of see the ceiling maybe or something, depending on the perspective. But that's kind of the vibe we're going for, something that intense, right? We want it to feel full, lush, vibrant, all that good stuff. Yeah, Ash has great points. Ash has been killing it with the film studies. Portfolio on fleek. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Make sure we do the cobblestone rim around this guy. Make sure it feels good. And then we'll suss out the walls and stuff later. And again, with a set design like this, you draw it from another angle too. So you'd see all sides, right? But for now, this is where we're going. I'll be watching while work. Dude, hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, for now, so I'm actually looking to wrap up pretty soon. So we've kind of got our drawings. We've got our proposed scene. Maybe we add some values on this. Maybe. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. Don't want to get too fancy with it today. Don't want to get too overwhelmed just yet with all this stuff. Drawings like this can easily become overwhelming if you let it. And I'm not doing the tile everywhere. I'm just implying it where I want to imply it. Just having fun. The scale's not 100% consistent with this side, but it doesn't really matter right now. Actually, it does. I care. I do care. I care about it. What can I say? Nice. The 2-time. Dude, I still can't get over your name. That's so funny. Boom, baby. Watching all that work. Are you an illustrator or animator? You're oh, thanks, man. Honestly, dude, I am. I don't know what I am at this point. I've done illustration work. I've done viz dev work. I've done story work, a lot of story work, which I really love. I love doing story work. So like putting something like this into a sequence, coming up with ideas, like story idea. Like my main game is narrative. That's my main game. So if I'm designing characters, it's got to be from a perspective of a rich narrative foundation. So when clients approach me, that's a huge requirement for me. Like I need the story to be good. Or not good, but rich, right? Or I can like uplift it or whatever. Ryoma. Dude. Epic to see you on here, Ryoma. Let's go. But yeah, Lashy, I'm right now actually kind of in a little bit of a restructure. So I'm figuring out kind of what I want to do. Right now I'm on a comic contract, so I'm doing sequential art. So right now I'm definitely in the story mode, illustration mode right now. A lot of design, a lot of notes. My God, so many notes. I've got like 2 books worth of notes for this comic pitch idea. But then after that, man, I'm probably going to be gunning for full-time visual development. That's the plan. Ryoma, nice to see you up and working. Heck yeah, dude. Here, I'll run you through, Rio. So I started with this idea with like 3 main elements, like giant cauldron, chef with a big spoon, wonderful chef guy with a big old apron, and a dragon friend that keeps the cauldron alive, right? Then I moved on and I explored more ideas for the chef. So I figured out maybe he's a serious guy sometimes. He's in the zone. It's like sacred. And then other times, you know, he's happy, more jovial with his giant spoon. You know how it is. And then I advanced the dragon too. So I figured out that with the dragon, I tried 2 outcomes. I tried like the fire was spilling out of his maw, and then I tried like a jet stream. And for the narrative purpose of wanting it to be like he's like igniting the cauldron, making sure it's at a boil at all times, the jet stream really works, right? And I took his front feet off the ground to like add to that momentum of that pose, which is cool. Bop, bop. I also love his like shapes, like the S curves. I love the S curves here, man. And then I put them both together, see if they work together. And I thought they worked fantastically together. So I then moved on, dropped a couple things down in a perspectives drawing, which last time I did this, I was working with you, man, which was really fun. I'd love to do that again. And and then I pushed it. More. So like I added tile floor, I added all the ingredients like onions, garlic, like giant oversized ingredients for the oversized cauldron, the dragon friend and all that stuff. Then I added some shelving, some flour sacks, and I was trying out like hole in the wall for the idea of the dragon. I was trying a few different things, but ended up going with this idea where the dragon lives in the wall, but you can see the soot stains from how much fire he's breathed into the cauldron. So it's like, you know, implying story and all that stuff. That's where I'm at right now. So just kind of pushing it to the degree where you can see the thumbnail. I'm going to do a little color light key here of like how it feels, how I want it to feel when you enter in, with like the giant cauldron being the center point and then everything else surrounding it, which I'm pretty stoked about. I'm into the idea. I like how it's developing a lot. I'm going to be wrapping up in, I think, probably about 10 minutes. But I had so much fun today. This was a good one. I got a lot done, actually. Damn. Which is great, which is exactly why I started streaming. Getting a lot more personal stuff done in between the client stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Appreciate everyone dropping in. It's been really fun doing the streams. Just getting some ideas on paper, collaborating with people. Yeah, this is feeling nice. When you zoom out and it feels nice, that's like an extra nice feeling, you know? You're just like, yes. Yes. Yeah, let's drop Ryoma's link in the chat for sure. Ryoma's sick. Sweet. Dude, of course. People have asked me a couple questions where I'm like, oh, I learned this from Ryoma. So I did that a few times on stream already, dude. So people who've been following along have heard your name a number of times. Cool. I'm tempted to drop some values down. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Before I go. Hard round, pressure opacity. Gotta love hard round, baby. Cool. Nice. Yeah, dropping values down can really bring an idea to life in a cool way. I'm thinking this space probably has some kind of skylight, right? Like, that feels right. Some kind of ambient top-down light, just kind of kissing the surface of some of these things. Certainly hitting our Chef Boy's hat, making him a focal point. I'm back. BTW. I will get better at my own work. Started to draw line art, not make new layer and draw over it. Somehow it loses the meaning. Oh, looks like we got a stream freeze. Gosh, gotta fix OBS somehow. I think I'll get better at my own work because I started to draw line art. Yeah, okay, man. That's actually a big distinction. I feel the same thing. So whenever I do lines on top, it just kills the energy of the drawing. It just kills it, man. Like, for me, at least. It just absolutely kills it. What I prefer to do is, like, if I am going to do that, I'm going to do, like, super loose. Like, loose as heck. Like, perspective ref loose. Like no details at all. Like a block in, maybe. And then I'll do line art on top because then it just, like, feels so much more alive. If you line directly on top, it'll just deaden the image, man. Like, that's how I used to illustrate everything. And, man, I just haven't gone back to that. It just doesn't feel right. That's how it is for me too. I made a new character like that, and I like more than usual because my sketches are better than the line art. So that's my battles right now, dude. It's so true. Someone asked me a question about how do you maintain the aliveness of a character through all stages of finish? Like, and that's one of the biggest battles for every single person, man. Every artist is like, how do I make sure this stays alive? Because super easy to kill an idea. Yeah, everyone, dude, comic artists especially. Like, if you ever think a comic is good, go back and look at who penciled it and look at the original pencils. They're way better than the final drawings. Almost always, almost every single time they're better. Like criminally better, where you're like, why did they ever ink this? It was so much better when it was just penciled. But man, you lose it. It's easy to lose. It's super easy to lose. Cool. The only other spot that's going to have some white for light is, I think, the fire. Like around the edge, the lip of the cauldron. The cauldron. It's probably going to hit the edge of everything. So, like, again, another way to imply some cool stuff is that, you know, the cauldron would hit every edge of the tile facing it, varying degrees of intensity depending on how close. So that kind of helps show how bright the fire is, that the fire is on. So in the final, we'll have the contrast of the warm light and the cool light. Those will contrast against each other. It'll be really interesting. Let's see. Some people make such beautiful line art that way, but I just can't do it. I love my original sketches best anyway. Something I found that helps from Ryoma is erasing the lines you don't need from your sketch. Yeah, I remember we talked about that a lot when we were working together. That really helped me too, man. That's helped me a ton, actually. Than just keeping the lines, because you can do a lot with color underneath. You don't necessarily need everything to be super clean if you're doing concept. TB Choi's nice live stream. She makes sketch and erase until it's line art. Yeah. Exactly. Like addition, removal. That works well if people can make it work, for sure. I agree with the comic artist. What you say? It's funny. Yeah, man. Then up top, if there is a skylight, then the top would get hit the most by the light. Swing. And get darker as it goes down, adding the kind of haze effect to the room, which we like. We love that. It's a great effect. She's basically so good that makes good sketches. She erase and redraw. It requires knowledge, but really effective. Otherwise, it will get stifflies for me. That is true. The knowledge part, man. Like, you know, when people like make it look easy, it's like just so much practice is behind it. So much practice, so much knowledge. You know what I mean? It's like, even, you know, someone asked me earlier about drawing shapes in perspective like this, like freehand. Like, that's just so much practice, man. And even then, I'm not even close to being as good as I want to be at it. It's a real serious challenge. Nice. This is feeling good. I like how this feels. Sweet. All right, might be time for a close. Might be just about time. Cool. By the way, how old are you? It's a great question. Right now, at this point in my life, I'm 25 years old. So, yeah, man, kind of snuck up on me. I felt like I was 22 yesterday. COVID, man. Mentally, I'm 16. Yeah, right? Yeah, I graduated university in I graduated illustration school in 2020. So feels like the last 3 years since I was 22 have literally just like, it's crazy. It's just blink. I blink and I'm 25. Like, what the heck, man? What the actual heck? It's crazy. But hey, happens to the best of us. No use in complaining about it. Just move on, be happy, enjoy the life we have, and keep doing it. It just keeps going like that, so watch out. Yeah, I'm just gonna blink and I'll have like a kid or something. Good Lord. This is coming out quick. Yeah, baby. You know me. I work fast-ish when I want to, sometimes. There we go. All right. This is feeling good. This might be a good place to leave, except I'm going to do a little bit of shadow up here, because when you're close to the light, darker the shadow. I mean, of course it depends, but I guess I could leave it a little bit hazy. Just not under the rim. Maybe by the Terminator it'll be darker. Yeah, there you go. That feels better. What else? We got COVID killed my best years at uni. Yeah, literally. COVID prepared you to appreciate all the following years more. Wow. Thanks for the reframe, Justin. Appreciate you, Buster. Buster. This is feeling good. I remember Justin. I sat down with Justin, and you were talking about environment art. Remember when I just sketched that one environment, and you're like, "Oh, you could be an environment artist," and I was like, "Really?" And you're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, damn." That's like, that was the first time I ever tried it, and now I feel pretty good about just doing cool designs like this. It's like really fun. But I remember that was with you, literally, Justin. I remember that. We don't want to get too noodly, but details like this really matter. Like little highlights and stuff here and there. Make a big diff. Well, yeah, good old times. Now look at you. Are you going to Lightbox this year? Yes. I will 100% be at Lightbox. No table this year, but I will 100% be there. Maybe I might apply for a table next year. We'll see. If I have enough stuff. If I have enough stuff I want to show people. But I will be at Lightbox. Whoa. Wow. Cool. 100% I'll be at Lightbox Expo. Easy money. Maybe gunning for some LA jobs. I'm thinking about moving out there in a couple years, so get fresh, get acquainted. Maybe pick up a couple contracts for this next year. Man, no guarantee of this comic thing working out. I hope it works out. I want it to work out, but in this life, there are no guarantees. Got to keep exploring. I feel like the walls can be like big, kind of cobblestone-y shapes for fun. Like they're made of different kinds of rock. That would feel really beautiful, I think. Add some cool depth to this space. Some cool features. Different, hue variation and stuff. Be cool. Cool. Do you guys working somewhere? Asking for a friend. Wish I can be. Grinding is the key. Yeah. Grinding is the key, man. You just gotta keep doing it. Let people know what you're capable of and just go for it, man. My recent strategy has just been to really believe in the skills that I have and understand that those skills are useful on production. So when people ask what I can do, to be really confident about, like, yeah, I can solve these. You want these problems solved? I can solve them. And if you can solve someone's problems, they want to pay you. So, like, there you go, baby. I have to work. I do procrastinate more than I should. Buddy, have an absolute fantastic time. I think actually this is a good time to wrap up. So let's take a look at what we've done. So I'm pretty excited by this development. I'm pretty stoked. So let's run through one more time. Let's do this one more time. We started initially on Tuesday by looking at some wizard guys, and then we applied some light to them. Boop. It's for fun. It's to kind of like dramatize some stuff. Then we moved on with the same kind of technique of just two-toning, and we came up with this design of Benny's Kitchen. It's pretty cool. So we came up with a chef with a big spoon and a dragon friend that lights the cauldron. And then, yeah, it's fun. I don't normally do grayscale, Justin, so it was fun to do this. And then pushed the characters, discovered the characters through drawing, which we always want to do, right? You want to discover through drawing. It's really fun. And then we kind of put them next to each other, figured, you know what? This works. This feels really good. Let's put them in context. So we chucked down the cauldron, the dragon, the chef, and of course, after that, more ideas come up. So we made more ideas, added some tile, added some veggies, things surrounding. Dragon's got a bed, maybe a hole in the wall. Pushed it even more. Came up with the idea where the dragon literally is in a hole in the wall, and you can see the soot stains from where it breathes fire. We got all the veg, we got everything going on, and then we decided, you know what? Let's try out what this is going to look like in a little key. And then we figured, hey, let's add some value. Let's add some color. Not color, but some value. And here we have a fun design. A cool, fun little design of what we're doing, which I like. He's stirring the pot, blah, blah, blah. We got some top-down light from above, so I'm assuming there's a skylight. And then we've got our little dragon friend and all of our veggies, all of our stuff. It's feeling pretty good. So thank you guys so much for joining. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, definitely tune in next time. So I'll be live tomorrow. I'll be live from 1 till around 4 EST. So hopefully you guys can make that or not. Who knows? And then, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if you're watching live, definitely leave a like, definitely subscribe if you want to see future uploads or future streams. I'm planning on keeping the schedule 3 times a week. So hopefully I can keep making that happen and still balance client stuff. I am having a blast. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And if you're watching this back, you can catch the live. You know, I usually just announce it on my Instagram at cluelessgabriel on Instagram, but you can link in the description, everything like that, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, you guys are awesome. This was a lot of fun, and I will see you all tomorrow, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, take care. Peace, guys.